Problem solver Rob Wolchek put him in the Hall of Shame. Now the man who once was the toast of the town may be toast.
Yeah, a class action lawsuit has been filed against Frankie Blue, claiming he bilked his investors out of millions of dollars. Rob joins us now with the latest. Rob.
Murray and Sherry, Frank Bluestein is suspected of being the point man in a Ponzi scheme. Here's how it works. The first investors make money, tell their friends and family to invest, and then it all collapses and everyone loses. Now the sad investors say it's time for Frank to pay. Frank Bluestein isn't answering the door at his home, and it's not just me who's coming a knocking. Frank's about to get served.
A number of investors that have appeared who have lost significant amounts of money.
Frank is being sued. At a press conference, attorney Andrew Kokonowski of the Sommers Schwartz law firm announced the filing of a class action lawsuit against Frank, the investment company he ran, and the brokerages that allowed him to operate and make millions off fake investments. Don and Marianne Hasse are plaintiffs.
It looked like it was a real good investment. And I convinced my 3 sons, my relatives, my nieces and nephews and their family. We've got friends on my recommendation that went to Frank to sign up as new clients to buy the Ed May investments.
Even though I'd never met the Hasses until today, their story is the same one I've heard from other victims of Bluestein I've spoken to in my Hall of Shame investigations. You're not doing any more advising?
Not at all.
You're not.
Never will again either.
I exposed Frank Bluestein last November as a licensed broker who sold shares in what he called Ed May investments.
I love this man. I mean, I thought he was the greatest man in the world.
Frank told his investors Ed May was a genius who ran telephone systems at big-time casinos in Las Vegas and was offering shares in the businesses. The first investors made huge profits and spread word of the wealth they were making from the Ed May investments.
Massive guilt, because the ones that we got involved really took their life savings and lost it.
Frank sold millions of dollars of Ed May deals to people like the Hasses before the well ran dry. Turns out there were no deals with casinos. Here's Ed May himself. He filed for bankruptcy and wouldn't answer any of my questions.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say?
Sorry, can't talk to you.
What about the investors?
Sorry, can't talk to you.
Meanwhile, Frank, who told me he'd never do advising again, popped up online with a new name, Frank Julian, and a new business.
Welcome to Freedom Road.
Where it sure looks to me like he's giving out financial advice.
We also have, our growth portfolios, which we've got stocks that we think are going to double in the next 2 years, and we've got our hot tip page.
According to lawyers in the class action lawsuit, Frank may have bilked his investors out of a staggering $250 million.
I feel like a victim here, too.
Frank wasn't home when I stopped by today, but I did pick this up from in front of his house. It's a flyer advertising his home for sale. Seems Frank has decided to move on. And Frank and his wife have yet another new business. They've been sending out these letters here announcing they've obtained a dealership for EcoQuest International, some kind of air and water purification system. Their reason, it says, that they've wanted to do what they always tried to do, help people live a better and healthy life. Crazy, huh, Murray?
Good job, Rob. Well, he's probably moving out of his house because he has a new location in the Hall of Shame.